Good morning, students. Today we shall see about the measurement of attenuation and S parameters at microwave frequencies. First, we shall see about the measurement of attenuation. Attenuation is the ratio of the input power to the output power and is expressed in terms of decibels. The attenuation is also the measure of the reduction in the power level experienced by a signal as it passes through a circuit. Attenuation is used to determine the signal strength as a function of distance. So as we know that the microwave frequency's power level will reduce as it travels throughout a distance. That is, at a distance of 1 kilometer, you will have some amount of attenuation in terms of decibels. After the signal travels to a 2 kilometer distance, the attenuation will be more in terms of decibels. So this is denoted as a function of distance. Minimizing the loss due to attenuation is important in microwave, wireless, and cellular applications, as minimizing the attenuation loss will improve the long distance performance of these signals. So this is the measurement setup of attenuation. There are two different types of measurement setups for attenuation. So first we shall see the first type, that is power ratio method. The second type is RF substitution method. This is the two types of setup that is used in the power ratio method. So there is only one difference. In the first setup, we are not using any device that in which we are going to measure the attenuation. In the setup 2, we are incorporating the device for which we need to measure the attenuation loss. So that's the difference between the setup 1 and the setup 2. So initially, using the setup 1, the input and output power of the whole microwave bench is measured without the device whose attenuation has to be calculated. So using the setup 1, we are measuring the input power as well as output power. Then using setup 2, the input power and the output power of the whole microwave bench is done with the device for which the attenuation has to be calculated. So using setup 1 as well as setup 2, we are measuring the input and output power. Then we are calculating the attenuation loss based on the ratio of these powers from setup 1 as well as setup 2. So there is a disadvantage using this power ratio method. That is, the power and attenuation measurements may not be accurate when the input power is very low and the attenuation is very large. So under this condition, we can't go with the power ratio method. So to overcome this disadvantage, there is another method known as RF substitution method. So there is two setup for the RF substitution method. In the first setup, we are using the network whose attenuation is to be measured, and the same attenuation is given in setup 2 using the variable precision attenuator. So this is the difference between the previous power ratio method and the RF substitution method. So first, using the setup 1, the output power of the whole microwave bench is measured with the network whose attenuation is to be calculated. Then using the setup 2, the output power of the whole microwave bench is measured by replacing the network with the precision calibrated attenuator. This precision calibrated attenuator is tuned to obtain the same power as measured with the attenuator network that is used in the setup 1. So based on this adjusted value of the attenuator, the attenuation of the network can be found directly. In the previous method, we have used the ratio of the powers. Here we can measure the attenuation directly using this RF substitution method. Then we shall see about the S parameters measurement. So we know that S parameters means scattering parameters. Scattering parameters is used to characterize the microwave devices. The scattering parameters describe the input-output relationship between the ports in an electrical system. In high frequencies like microwave frequencies, it is essential to describe a given network in terms of waves rather than the voltage or current. So in RF and microwave design, we can't use the parameters like Z, Y, and H, as we can't do the short circuit and open circuit analysis in microwave frequencies. It is very costly as well as it is not feasible. So the measurement of S parameters is done using vector network analyzer. It can measure the reflection and transmission of the network. So this is the setup for the measurement of S parameters. The processor and display is used to process and display the S parameters in a screen. The receiver and detector is used to receive the reflections as well as the transmissions that are emitting from the device under test. Below that, we are finding a signal source. The signal source is the reference source. That is, it generates a signal of a specified frequency, which is a standard frequency. Then the level adjust is used to adjust the signal level that is able to be splitted by the splitter as well as switched by the switch. The switch SW1 is the main component in this setup. The switch SW1, if it is in the left hand side as pointed in this diagram, we can use the P1 side. If it is switched on the right side, we can use the S22 parameter like that. We can measure the things that are needed in the second port. The two splitters that are used in this component is that is why we are using this splitter means this splitter will split the signal that is generated from the signal source and give part to the receiver for reference and the other part to the directional coupler. Here we are seeing that the splitter is splitting to the directional coupler 1 as well as the receiver. In receiver 1, it is stored as a reference signal, and then the remaining signal is passed through the directional coupler and it is allowed to pass through the device under test along the port 1. So if we want to measure S21 parameter means the reference signal is already given to the receiver and the signal that is passing through the port 1 will be transmitted to the port 2 and then it passes to the directional coupler and once again it goes through the splitter and it gets received by the receiver. So based on that reference signal and the signal that is passed through the port 2, we can easily measure the S21 parameter. Similarly, the reverse process is done in S12 parameter. Then we need to measure the S11 and S22 parameter, which is the reflection of the signal. So for measuring S11, already the signal from the source is splitted and a half is given to the receiver as reference. And then the reflected signal from the port 1 is directly coupled to the receiver. As we see in the diagram, there is one direct coupling through the receiver from port 1 as well as port 2 through the directional coupler. So the reflected signal is received in the receiver as well as the reference signal is received in the receiver. So based on that, we can measure the value of S11 parameter. Similarly, if this procedure is done in the second port of the device under test, we can measure the S22 parameter. This is how we can measure the S parameters of any device, example antenna, power coupler or anything. For any number of ports, we can measure the S parameters using vector network analysis. Thank you.